Hey, Mr. Willis, and I'm going to show you some final kind of color adjustments, which is one of those fine-tuning tools that can really make a big difference when you are combining two pictures like this. So before we get started with those, the thing you want to double check first is over here. Remember our layers panel? Want to make sure you can see that, and you want to make sure that the layer with you, the one that you brought in, is selected. Not the background. Right now the background layer is selected. I want this one selected. That way anything we do next will affect my face, but it won't affect any of the rest of this picture. Alright, if you've done that, now the way I like to mess with the colors and things in this version of Photoshop is we're just going to jump over at the top here. You see where it says eLive, Quick, Guided, and Expert. We're going to switch over to Quick. And you'll see I now have some options here with things like a smart fix, the exposure, lighting, color, balance, all that kind of stuff. Now, which one of these you're going to use really depends on what you were doing. Like, let's say I was, instead of just putting myself on another human-looking person, I was putting my face on the Hulk. Well, then I'd probably want to go to color, and you'll see I could really, like mess with the colors here and totally change, the overall look, make it look like my face is almost on fire or has like this bluish grayish tint. Those get kind of crazy. Okay, I'm actually going to undo that real quick. In this case where you're combining two kind of similar looking photos, I kind of like messing with the exposure. So I click on the exposure here, and I'm just going to probably turn the exposure down a little bit on my face. And what I like to do when I'm doing something like this is, you see the parts here like where his ears are meeting my face, and let me turn the exposure up like crazy high here for a second. Alright, you see how it's a pretty clear line here where there's my face and then the background. If I go through and adjust this, if I get it just right, you'll see how that line becomes a lot harder to see. It becomes blurry, and that's when you're getting to the point where it really looks like, oh yeah, that's just me sitting there. That's not Patrick Stewart at all. And that's what we're going for. Now I can't tell you, here that happened for me when the exposure was at about -1, but it's going to vary. Why does that keep changing? Stop doing that. No, just go to -1 and then stay there. But it's going to change, depending on the background picture, the foreground picture, all that kind of stuff. But these are all some different tools you can mess with. The lighting, you can mess with things like the shadows and midtones, and it's a similar thing. You pick your category, and then you just turn the slider up and down and make your picture look awesome. So have fun with that.